silence for this dress. For this dress right here.
We haven't been able to do like date night. We normally do date night every Friday. And I kind of feel like, and I guess we'll get deep into that, I kind of feel like since we haven't been doing our date nights, something's been off. So I'm like, let's do the date nights at the house. Right?
It works.
So before we get started, because we have an hour, we've never done this before.
Never.
I want to like bring my kids out. Just stick your head in, Dallas and Zion, come here, and Leo, because they help us
stay sane
and insane at the same time. That's Braxton. Okay, run along.
Yes.
Braxton likes to not have on any clothes.
You want that sugar blend or you want them clothes?
Yeah, turn that off for us, Mama.
So here we are.
Here we are, baby.
So the motivation behind this was, number one, we do the Taylor Talks to give inspiration, to give what we pray is a healthy perspective of an array of random topics.
Yeah.
And the response has been insane. Like, we're not really big on casting numbers, but it's been gigantic as far as the response. So
which is crazy because we didn't do it for a response.
Nah, we really thought it was gonna be a one and done.
Right. We came when we were in Jacksonville, Florida, and we was recording the sketchbook album. We had recorded a piece, we just put out a little piece of a beat out.
A little snippet.
And I just was blown away how people went on and they were like, man, very negative, like, you need to go back to your old sound. And it was just a snippet. And so I think that's when God had gave me like social media murderers. Like when we go on, we wanted to use our platform. We woke up the next morning and I was like, yeah, let's use our platform. I got a lot of people that follow me. Instead of just posting them random pictures every day, making things look like we shining and we straight every day when we're really not.
Facts.
And most of you who are watching this, like, we don't just wake up every day perfect. We were placed on this earth to such a big platform and people go on social media. Why not put out some positive stuff? So we started it and then we got great feedback. So I guess we figured we might as well keep doing it.
So, yeah, it was gonna be a one and done. Like, it was gonna, be able to get that off your chest. No need to call out names, but it was a foul play. And you took a very classy, very dignified role about it. Facts.
Oh.
And but the response, we was like, okay, well let's try another one. Let's try another one. And so here we are. So get a lot of messages, a lot of emails about ever doing something live. And of course we got something else we cooking. So this is almost like a precursor. So here we are. We live tonight. One more time for this dress.
Baby, you look good in that black suit.
One more time for this dress.
Oh.
Like Animal Planet and everything going on right now, you know what I mean? Straight up. But we want to hopefully, for you giving time out of your night to connect with my queen and myself, hopefully you walk away with something. We're not doing this just haphazardly to be doing anything random, but hopefully it's a way to disconnect, see what's going on, how everybody is dealing with COVID themselves. That's kind of what we're here. It's like the Taylor's going to talk quarantine.
Yeah.
Nobody expected this. It has rattled and shaken people's faith, understanding, relationships, and just their posture. And so we're going to dive into a list of questions and topics, and some you all have submitted, and we hope it's fruitful for your life.
Before we started off, we just want to send a big shout out to our big brother and our big sister, Pastor Darren and
what's happening?
Vicky, because they kind of come over and meet with us and do marriage counseling
20 feet apart.
Right. Yes, we've been. They sit over there, we sit over here. And we just want to say thank you to them because we're being something we've never seen before.
Right.
And we're not just getting out here trying to spit knowledge like we know everything. Because I heard some people say, well, how are you going to say things when you just got started? Well, I feel like you should share the journey along the way.
Right. And
we've got people in our lives like Pastor Dern. What up, Transformation?
What's that? And roll out.
Transformers.
Roll out.
And Lady V. And God has blessed us with so many brothers and sisters that are married. And, we can just kind of go back and forth with them. When we are ready to kill each other, they come over and help us out. So we just want to share that message with a lot of my followers and followers that, all the men, salute. That are joining along with us. So yeah, let's get started.
Let's cook.
Let's do it.
All right. So, life, marriage, and quarantine. Question was asked, faith. Mm-hmm. How has this pandemic affected your faith and our spiritual relationship as a married couple?
I would say I think it's made it stronger.
Oh, without a doubt.
A lot stronger because, of course, when this wasn't going on, we became joined families with Transformation Church and enjoyed going in and actually worshiping with them, digging deeper. But I would say before that, let's just start over.
Take your time.
I was raised in church ever since I was 5 years old. And I've always loved God. I always knew I had a special calling on my life. And so, I ran from it because I was so young and my friends didn't understand it. I didn't want to get picked on, but I always knew God had a special calling on my life. And so I went to church every day. We went to church Monday, Tuesday. I kid you not. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. Sunday, you had 2 services. So it was
just
like...
2?
Just 2, unless we was,
Yeah.
But I was raised in church, and I loved God, but I always just would go in and worship through my singing and never digging deep into my word. So, fast forwarding a little bit, when I met my husband, when I was on that fast, all of the things that I had put on the index cards was the things that you did, which was number 1, a man that loved the word and loved God.
As soon as you walked in my crib,
you had a Bible out, and let me tell you, the Bible didn't even look new. It had been wrote and it had tabs and stuff, and that was a turn on for me, because I was like, yo, he don't just got a Bible, he read it, he study it. And so him coming into my life, be honest, what did I tell you? I was like, I didn't really know the word like that.
Yeah. But you had a spiritual connection with the Father.
Indeed. And then we linked up together and we began to read more. So it started when we first met, but it's getting even stronger now because instead of us waking up every day and just watching TV all day and just wasting our time, we choose to dig deeper in this time because in all of this, I feel there is a message and I feel that God is trying to wake us up to see certain things, and it's all different for everybody. So for me, my answer is I believe that it's gotten a lot stronger. You know what I mean?
And I echo that. I agree. I know for me as a man, my I wouldn't say my faith was tested because I never relied on a set man to guide me and lead me through the word. I feel like every man has to study to show himself approved. But for me and my marriage to my queen, what I realized is during this time of quarantine, between our prayers, our times of fasting. Oh, you felt that drop?
Did you feel it?
I feel a drop, girl. I think it's great rain on there. I was telling you to do it inside the jar. You know what I mean?
Well, we could just slide it up.
We could just slide it up, yeah. We could
I ain't scared of the rain.
It'd be sexy in the rain, though.
I danced with you in the rain in my video.
No, that wasn't me. Yeah, that wasn't me. Now go ahead. Now that's strike 1.
You was right there, though.
It don't matter. And for y'all who don't know me, like, we're gonna get back on top, but we having fun. Men are very insecure. We don't talk about it. We hide it behind anger and being over masculine and all that. But I have my insecurities, so my wife knows, like, I don't play a lot of her old music because she wasn't singing about me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I rock. You know what I mean? Facts.
But on this day, enough.
I was there though. It went down.
Was for you.
Yeah.
And I created the video with Derek Blanks and wrote out everything, and then I was about to change my mind about dancing in the rain because it was like cold outside.
It was freezing.
Yeah, and Kendall pushed me. So anyway,
what? So hold on. All we gotta do, we're gonna slide back a little bit right up under this overhang so that we don't get wet.
Over here so you can get my dress.
We can't have you melting out here, girl.
And then Kendall.
That's how you know this is live and organic, because we sitting here moving stuff, trying to make a little makeshift situation. But we gonna be straight like 9:15. All right. I think I can slide this whole charger.
Oh my God.
That's all right.
Right there? Okay. Let's see.
Let's see, about right here.
Ryan.
Okay, we're good. So, Faith, I think that, I'm waiting on my queen, but I told my wife it was very important for us to understand why we were together. I'm sorry, baby.
Thank you, baby.
Come on. You like that?
Yeah. You gotta help me now.
Me and my wife knew that we made a good couple. She was a monster before we met. I was a monster before we met. But during this time, it's been made very clear why we're together from a spiritual standpoint. Yes, we hustle. We do some dynamic things and have overcome some tremendous struggles and setbacks. But I think for the first 5 years, we're going to tap on 6. We're really starting to embark on why did God place us together? You would have been a great wife no matter who you would have been married to. I feel like with God's help, I would have been a great husband. Yeah. But why did he put Kendall and Fantasia together? And we started to submit to that question and gain a sound understanding, and it has completely shifted our business model. It has shifted the trajectory of where we intend to go as individuals in our career and collectively as a couple. So as far as the faith question, the pandemic has helped me understand clearly why God entrusted this woman to me and what our responsibility is with the gifts that we have. Because I say it all the time, if we're blessed to make it to heaven, God's not going to say, hey, Fantasia, like, how many albums did you sell? Right. Hey, Kendall, how many deals did you close? The only question he's going to have and be concerned about is when you had the microphone and you had the people's ear and you had their attention and they were reading your book and they were on your page, did I get any glory from that? And so when we start to look at it from that perspective, when we start to look at our gifts and our skill sets and our talents, we start to get a better understanding of what we're supposed to be doing and why he put us together, and therefore we're even more protective and careful and fragile with this marriage.
And I think
what we're called to
that
do.
It's a spiritual thing, what we're called to do. It's a God thing, what we're called to do, you know? So, yes, to answer that question, I believe that our faith has always been strong, but in times like this, when the whole world stopped, nobody was doing shows.
Yeah.
Nobody was playing ball. Like, the whole world stopped. And it was kind of like, you know, we had a lot to think about. And we didn't want to do it on our own. We wanted God to lead us. So, yeah.
We can't do it on our own. Like,
nope.
No, man, we made enough mistakes. I think that's one of the things that people don't understand why we got married so quick, and what we understand about each other is that we both have lost, have had, and have lost. So therefore, we don't put our heart and we don't set our mind on material things, the praises of people, because we know that stuff's built on shaky ground.
Yeah.
We don't set our hearts on name brand things. We like nice things, like, don't get it twisted, but we don't set our hearts on those things, because at the end of the day, when we didn't have anything. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't notice, there was a time in our marriage, it was like year 2 or 3, we lost everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when we walked away from everybody, it's a sexy story because we standing, but we lost everything. We didn't even have enough money to almost put on the next show.
No.
We had nothing.
But you know what we had? We had each other.
Facts.
We had each other, and we were sitting in the what? Sauna?
Yeah, we were.
In the house, and I was like,
and it was your idea.
It was.
Yeah, I give you credit.
It wasn't my idea. It was God's idea.
Well, use the mouthpiece.
But God has showed me, like, through dreams. I'm a dreamer, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So my husband bought me nice dream books, and I'm a dreamer. I have lots of books with all my dreams, and I document them, and that's the way God speaks to me. And he sent me a dream and was like, it's time for you guys to link up. And when I told him, of course, as any man would, he was just kind of like,
hold up.
I want to hold the house. I want to do my thing. And I was like, no, I'm not saying come up under me. I'm saying let's do this thing together, because not to put too much out there, but we both had a lot of people in our life to come in and
rob us blind.
Pretty much.
Yeah, scam us, take everything.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that's what this is about. Like, when we talk Taylor, man, Taylor's talk honesty. Me and my wife in our first 3 years of marriage, we had produced like over $30 million.
Yeah.
We couldn't get our car fixed. We couldn't redo the house. You know what I'm saying? There was times we didn't want to spend no money. We went up to the airport and just watched the airplanes take off.
Which,
and all that
to
crazy
me,
stuff.
I'm a Southern girl. So let me let y'all know something right now. It don't take a lot for me. I'm not a material person.
That's true.
I'm not. I've never been. I don't get caught up on money. I don't get caught up on the hype. I get caught up on healing people through music. Like, you want to see me be happy? Let me hit a stage and see people healed. When I leave off the stage, I become a what?
A straight wife and
a
mother.
A wife and a mother.
Instantly.
You see what I'm saying? Because I believe that God gave me the gift. He's the real superstar.
Indeed.
He's the true celebrity. So I just want to be a vessel. So when he would take me to places like that, he would just be looking at me like, you for real happy? And I'd be like, ain't nobody ever took me to see airplanes. Just take off and we just sit out here and it's cute. Of course, trust me, we've had some great dates, but I think it was always the smaller days. Like, for example, We went out on the lake. Now my baby straight gas house, straight gas stone.
321.
So he wanted to do a nice, beautiful date for me, and we went out on the lake, and we had a cute little boat.
Oh, little tink.
Little tink.
Yeah, we didn't know about renting boats at the time. That wasn't it though.
But we no, for
but
me,
it was dope though. We
yeah.
was out there playing. We was playing tongue, just having some drinks, playing music.
And for me, it was just like my husband, he's a gangster, God-fearing man, and for him to kind of like put something together like that for me and have flowers, I thought that was cute. We met a guy out there on the lake that was like, "Yo, call me, rent a boat." Then we started getting the
big boat.
But for me, I fell in love with that. So I think we got a little off guard because we're getting our
we good on time.
Okay.
I'm a man. Okay, so back.
All right.
All right, boom. Marriage. Share your thoughts on how divorces are skyrocketing during this pandemic and your views on marriage conditions being exposed due to social distancing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to let you start this one.
Let me
you
kick
shared
this one
that
off.
with me.
Yeah, so I was reading the other day. I'm just a nerd with tattoos at the end of the day. And it was an article talking about how divorces are up 25%. And that was last time I checked. That was almost 3 weeks ago. And I'm an overthinker. So I sit back and ask myself, why are divorces jumping 25%? And it hit me. People are having to deal and confront their creation and what they design. So typically in a situation, and I can't speak for all, but a husband and a wife have a rift, there's some tension or whatever. The husband can go to the bar, the woman can leave and go have a spa day, or you can go shoot pool. You can't run from what you created now. So a lot of people, due to social distancing, are being stuck in the house, being forced to examine and be impacted by what they created, and they're starting to realize, like, I don't like what I see. So the paradigm shift is how me and you are on one end, drawing closer, bringing our kids closer, our grandkids closer, and then you have other relationships that are falling through the cracks because they don't have those, that escape mechanism in place that allow them to kind of pad and sugarcoat the unhealthiness of their relationship. So what is like your take on the situation as far as marriages and this pandemic and the social distancing where people cannot leave the confines of their homes and they have to deal with what they created?
I mean, you and I both know the one thing we're going to always be is honest.
Right.
We've had several little spats where it's almost like,
I can't stand you.
Right, I'm just, you know what, I'm done, I'm over it. But I think what Pastor Darren and Lady V have taught us is to always go back to what would Christ do in the Word.
Yeah.
Right? And there's been times where I'll be talking to PD and V, and I'll be like, well, I don't want to be like Christ. I'm not Christ. I don't want to do it.
I'm pissed at him.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
But then the one thing that I love about them is they constantly, in a calm voice, they just constantly remind me, and that's what we have to do in those times when you take those vows.
That's real.
I think everybody gets so caught up on the wedding. It's like, it's going to be this color and it's going to be done. We get up and give our vows, and then we walk away from the beautiful moment when everybody's there and everybody's giving you all that attention, and when it really hits, it's kind of like, well, I don't want this no more because I don't like your attitude. I don't like the way you're talking to me. But we have to remember, number one, those vows that we took before God. And number two, we have to understand is it. My thing is, I used to get mad at Kendall, and I could stay mad at Kendall for almost 2 weeks.
Oh my God. I'm like, yo, time out. Like, it's over. It's enough. Like, you win.
But for me, it was just like, I'm still mad. But then, as we started doing our marriage counseling and started realizing, like, but Christ, God doesn't do us that way. Like, we mess up every day. We mess up. We don't do what's right. But we don't have a God that says, because you did that, I'm never talking to you ever again. So my thing is, if my Father can forgive me because I have not, hey, listen, I have some flaws. I have some scars. I've gotten myself into some things. You know what I mean? And God has always pulled me out of them. Yeah. So why is it that I can get mad with you and stay mad for almost 2 weeks and not forgive you? So who am I?
So not to cut your wisdom, but would you say the pandemic has helped our bounce back come quick. We call it a bounce back. Like, we have an issue, we're like, look, yo, it's time to bounce back.
Time
you
to
know
bounce
what I
back,
mean?
baby.
I think our bounce backs have been quicker than they normally would be
Yeah.
without the pandemic in place, because I would go to the movies, like,
Yeah.
you know, whenever I get mad at my wife, she get mad at me, I say I'm going to see the therapist.
And go see a movie that we supposed to see together, which makes me even more mad. Because I be like,
But
so you
no,
wanna
no,
go
but
see
think
it?
about it. I could be at a bar. You know, you got cats go to the strip club.
Yeah.
They go drown in a bottle.
Yeah.
Like, I go get, you know, extra large popcorn and a ginger ale, and I come back and I'm good.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's a healthy outlet.
But I wouldn't say that that's bad. So for me, I'm not gonna just use. For me, I'm gonna play devil's advocate, and Lord knows what I'm gonna say. Probably gonna end up on the Breakfast Club and everything else. Cause everything I say, they take and run with it. But I'm gonna say this. I don't think it has nothing to do with everything that's going on with COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it has to do with me basically standing up and looking at myself in the mirror and saying, there's some things about you that you have taken onto this marriage that you need to just like let it go.
Funny, man.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going nowhere, and my husband's not going nowhere. So therefore, if we're gonna go back to Christ. Like, I want to keep my eyes straight on Christ while all of this is happening. Because if we don't, then everything will be about COVID-19 and everything. You see what I'm saying? And God is like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. So I feel like for me, it was something that I was working on before all of this had happened. Unfortunately, with this happening, now we're starting to find out about the divorce rates, because me and you are always around each other. We're not like, you know, some people go to work and they're gone from 6 in the morning to about 7 o'clock at night, whatever the case may be. And then, so it's like I spend a little time with them, go to bed, you know, make a little love, cook a little food, and we out.
Right.
We don't have to face it. But I feel like we have been facing ours for a while.
Anyway,
And so for me, it was just kind of like, I think God was just kind of whooping up on me. Like, I gave you everything you asked for, and you still want to hold on to your ways and what you think is right. But it's not about you, and it's not about him. Follow me.
Yeah. But you know what the interesting part is? That's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And we've been on our end, you know, while our pastor's sitting there, you know, giving us Christ, and we're like, nah, you keep it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm straight. I got something in the bag. So it's like, you know, one thing we never want to do is throw scripture, throw advice, throw a perspective, and not give consideration to every home dynamic is different. Everybody has their own curses. Everybody has their own mental illnesses. You have your own levels of consciousness. What advice would you give a woman who's in a situation right now, in the house, confined, and doesn't like necessarily what she has seen being created in her home, where maybe between work and focusing on the kids, maybe he's been on the road traveling, and now they're there. What advice, if any, would you give that particular woman in regards to her marriage?
I would just say, again, you have to, go back to Christ, go back to the Word. Like, if you haven't seen something that you're seeing now, I would just say, sometimes that's what also separates a marriage, because we are so busy moving, that we don't get to know our partner anymore, or our partner doesn't get to know us. So it's almost like you still have to go back to the vow. You have to fight. Now, if you're in an abusive, a verbal abusive relationship, and you just can't, I'm not going to sit here and be like, girl, go to God, no, be smart. But there was something that you seen in that man. There was something that you seen in that man, and it's still there. But I do feel like every day we grow. Every day we change. And so we have to grow together. Like, I can't get stuck in my ways to be like, look, I'm kind of OCD. So, I could...
Kind of. No, we're going to be honest. We was in the grocery store.
Pause.
Let's keep it all the way G. We in the grocery store yesterday, right? First of all, we was only supposed to go in there to get 3 things. Came out $400 later. 3 things, right? But check it. You know how you go to the grocery store, you throw your stuff in the cart. Every aisle we walked on, she's reorganizing the things in the cart almost like it's our cabinet at the crib.
So that we can get more things inside the cart.
I would love to hear what y'all think about wives who have OCD and organize the buggy. First of all, I'm a man. I'm in the store with you, so I've already met you halfway. And now you want to stop every aisle and redo the juice and redo the butter and restart this.
It's getting bad.
Just to come home and do it again?
I get that from my mother. But so then boom, that irritated you, right?
That irritates me. I have my pet peeves. I ain't gonna say irritate me. You too cute to irritate me.
But what I'm saying is
saying,
this.
you know
I got OCD. If I come in the bathroom, right? Watch this. And I place the toothbrush holder and the soap thing on the left side.
Oh, my side?
No, on my side.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, on your side.
On my side, while all your stuff ends up
I
all the
want
time.
everything to be cohesive.
Right. On my side of the sink, you got your own side, but all your stuff be on my side.
Here's the thing. I want it to be neat. And if I come in there and he didn't took... Why do you do that?
Why don't you put rolls of tissue back on the toilet roll? I've noticed that. You will not put a roll of tissue.
Because
you know I'm gonna come and do it.
Yeah.
But it's your bathroom. I got my own bathroom. Anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're gonna find things that you're gonna be like, oh my God, I just wanna like. It was one day I got so mad at Kendall that I looked at him and was like, I'm gonna set you on fire. After I set you on fire, I'm gonna put a little water on you and let that go. After I do that, then it'd be moments.
Nah, she said she gonna run me over with her car, set me on fire, and then sing at my funeral.
A good song. I promise you I would never do that. But it's times when we get so angry that you be like, oh my God, I just moved that and you moved that, or I was just cleaning up the kitchen and did it. But you know what? At the end of the day, we're all different.
No doubt.
And once you see something in somebody, like, that doesn't leave. You just have to keep fighting for it. Marriage is a fight.
I feel like if you find yourself tired of your marriage, you gotta look at yourself. And if you want your marriage to be healthy, get tired of the way you do things. You know, I didn't realize. Matter of fact, I ain't gotta do that because one of the questions was, what have you two found to be the biggest difference between being married versus being single? And I know for me I didn't realize how much of a jerk I was. Like, how selfish, self-centered, unmovable, and just an ass. Like,
all that down.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
She broke it down.
You broke it down. Like, it's one thing to be like, oh girl, he got potential, but potential is just juice that ain't been squeezed yet.
Yeah.
So it's like, even though the potential was there, you still had to shoulder those mistakes. So it was the fact that you wouldn't give up. You kept calling the king out of me. You kept coming back, being loving towards me. Those are the things that compelled me to make the changes that I couldn't do on my own anyway. Whereas I think in other relationships, it was just a clashing.
Yeah.
So a big piece of the man I am is because of the way you showed it. My negativity, my selfish ways, my short-sightedness, like, you showed it that.
But you know the reason why I was able to do that? Because this is what some women forget. Some women, and I sit and I listen to them, and everybody's like, I gotta meet a man, he gotta have good credit, he gotta have this, he gotta have that. And I be wanting to say so bad, well girl, you will never be in a relationship. Because we are all flawed people who have been through certain things. I was a queen, before I met you, I was a queen in the making. I went through a lot of stuff. I went through the fiery furnace and came out pure as gold. So because I went through that, I was able to see in you who you were. I seen the king in you. Most people miss it because they're too busy trying to put together a list of perfect things and realize that while you're so busy looking for all that perfect stuff, you're going to be, they're passing you by. Because in you, I saw the greatness.
But they missed the point though. Like, this is men and women. You're creating this list of perfection, but if you really do some soul searching, you're trying to offset all your imperfections in another individual.
Yeah.
So it's like, you want this dude to have this kind of credit score. What is yours?
Right.
You know, a lot of people get married thinking about, you know, he's going to whisk me off my feet. She's going to cater to me. But you really should be coming in saying, here's what I'm going to contribute. Here's what I'm going to sacrifice. And I didn't realize that being single, you know. So, like, I say all the time, like, I didn't realize how black and white my life was. Like, you bring the color and the energy to my life. Like, I'll sit in this house all day. I'll read, I'll work, I'll leave when I got a meeting, I'll come home. But like, she gets me out to the lake. She gets me out to do stuff like this, you know what I'm saying? So you make my life more colorful. Like this dress. One more time for this dress.
Oh my God.
Endangered species.
I'm the next.
All right. Finances.
Okay.
Tell us your approach to conserving resources while waiting to get back to the hustle. And how has this changed your perspective on what a rainy day looks like?
I'm going to let you give that because when you met me, I was a different kind of woman.
Oh, yeah, my wife was a Swipeosaurus Rex. I get. Oh yeah,
that's not nice.
What you mean?
Swipeosaurus Rex.
Yes,
you make it seem like all I did was shop.
I'll wait. So, over here on this end, like, we understand how precious and powerful and fragile money is. So, like, we were in the midst of a very massive project that we was working on. Do we have the means to finish it? Absolutely. And it wouldn't hurt. But we also exercise financial discipline and deferred gratification, saying, okay, even though I know I can have that and I want it, let me just pause and just see what's going to go on out here. We don't know how long this is going to go. We don't know how soon we're going to get back to the stage and me speaking and doing different things we need to do. So wisdom has to kick in and say, just because I can, it doesn't mean I have to. Now, that's for people who have it. My concern through this whole situation has been the small business owners, the employees who are already trying to put two nickels together. They were already making some very tough decisions and maybe just now ready to get afloat. And in something like this that's outside of their control, they didn't make bad decisions. They didn't mishandle resources. Now they get punished in a way that I think is unfair.
Well, would you say this? It's almost like for all of us, we have to, since this has happened, I pray we walk away thinking different and thinking smarter.
Facts.
I know I talk to all my people. Of course, y'all already know Derikus is not just my hairstylist. He's like my bestie. That's my brother.
All day
long. But me and him have deep conversations too where we talk about this and just talking about how shops and nail shops and makeup artists and all the people who on a day-to-day made their money because, you know, artists and or just people who are moving, get their makeup done, get their hair done, and when something like this stops, it makes you realize, like, yo, did I have anything put up? Did I make sure I was straight? And if you didn't, that's fine, but I hope that this is a wake-up call that we do say next time.
There won't be a next time.
There won't be, you know, like, I'll be
right.
straight. No matter what happens, I'll be straight. So when I met Kendall, yes, I was a Swipeosaurus Rex. I like to buy. Now, it wasn't like, which I do like Chanel. Okay. I like a little Chanel.
And a couple of her cousins.
Little Chanel, okay? But now I think things have changed for me because I realize I want to leave something for my children and their children. I want to build. I always say, like, I'm a black girl from Hopper, North Carolina. I never had anything. When I did get a little something, it was like, I'm going to go buy some cars, you know what I mean, some houses, you know what I mean, give me a little change, you know, I was never. But I think sometimes we do that because we feel like, I ain't never had nothing like this, so I'm just going to go all out. And I realize by being placed in certain situations that we have to just be smarter and think smarter, so that we can leave something and leave a legacy for our families, especially, you know, my people. You know, my people.
That first generational wealth kicks in, that poverty mentality. And so we have a responsibility. If we're not wise with our finances, whether it's COVID or anything, and that's one thing I really took pride in was my wife trusted me, because there was many times I'm like, look, babe, I'm building out something, you know, trust me. I heard that before. Everybody before you done said that, whoop, 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 but you trust me. We kept rocking, and it does feel good to be in a position to be able to sit like Psalms 91 and you watch this destruction, you watch these things happen, and you know that you're still safe and protected. It doesn't mean we sit up on a hill and remain untouched, but it does put us in a position where we could be a blessing. We can help our people within reason and with wisdom. But we were prepared for this rainy day. You know what I mean? We were wise with our money. We cut costs, like on the tour, how we did the tour bus, like different things, you know.
Oh, yeah. And you know what the crazy part is? We never talk about, because we don't feel the need to talk about the people that we blessed. Because now when you're talking about it, it means that you did it for a certain type of thing. So I'm just going to say there's a situation at the store. And
like, there's a lot of situations on that tour, to be honest.
Oh, yeah.
It was some situations.
And we just, not only us, like Derikus, you know for a fact, we have jumped out the tour bus and just been blessings to people, but we don't feel the need to, like, get up and be like, guess what I blessed today, because
and be posting what you be doing.
Yeah, like, but I think those are the best feelings for us, to be able to be a blessing to somebody, like, to put food on their table. And I'm a mother, and I don't want to get teary-eyed, but I'm a mother, so I just be like, I don't know, I just be kind of thinking of other mothers who right now in this situation, and they can't really
It's
like, like they didn't expect none of this, and they doing the best that they can.
Especially if the father ain't there, he absent, he's not contributing.
Or you do have some fathers who raise their kids. I meet a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's just, you know, it just makes me realize like my prayers are, God bless me so I can bless others. Bless me. Bless us so we can bless others. Bless us, God. Let us be a vessel for you to bless others. And so we just want to say to everybody in this time, it's not a beat up session to be like, you wrong, you spending. We just saying like to our people, just be wise so that if something like this ever happen again, we can be straight and our children can be straight. And also, if you can help somebody else instead of sitting on it and, you know, like that crab mentality of like, I got, you don't got, man, open up your door, open up your refrigerator. Pull out the clothes in your closet that you don't wear no more. Like, bless somebody with it, because that smile on that person's face, that's everything.
Priceless.
Yeah, so let's change this subject.
Alright. Health and fitness.
Mm-hmm.
How are you two staying fit and in shape during social distancing? You okay?
Yeah.